Jason Marshall here. Yesterday, June 29th, 2011, Mr. Herman Cain officially unleashed his plan for economic revival. With an unemployment rate of 9.1% and a federal deficit ballooning by the hour, it is crucial, it is pertinent, and it is without question that we need a real, serious plan to get back to where we need to be as a nation. So in this vein, in a state mired in a controversy involving the National Labor Relations Board, and in one of the first primaries in America for the Republican nomination, the following has been outlined by Herman Cain in Greenville, South Carolina. First, the federal government must reduce taxation and regulations on corporations to encourage production and relieve the stifling pressures implemented by the Obama administration. Lower the corporate tax rate to a maximum of 25%, suspend the tax on repatriated profits, and make the new tax rates permanent. Businesses need a stable environment in which to operate, and uncertainty in the tax code has prevented corporations from expanding their operations and hiring new workers. We need to grow our GDP, we need to expand our GNP, and we need to do it now, if we're to reduce the deficit in any realistic manner. Secondly, there must be increased access to capital, if any access to production is to be available. To do this, we must end the tax on capital gains and the dividends. Companies have to be able to train new workers in a 21st century world, and they must be able to do so in a common sense manner. In order to purchase new equipment and invest in research and development and new technologies for efficient operations, they cannot be penalized with destructive taxation designed to spread the wealth, all in the name of social justice. In the words of Herman Cain himself, the capital gains tax represents a wall between people with money and people with ideas. This avenue of venture capital is quintessential to doing business. Following these steps will bring stability to the value of the dollar and will reduce our national debt. But this alone is not enough. We must cut spending and dramatically reform our entitlement system to tackle the imminent crisis we are facing. By bringing stability to our currency, economic uncertainty would go by the wayside and lead to an era of economic expansion and job creation. Under the Cain plan, Mr. Cain estimates that unemployment would be cut in half. If anyone knows how to get this job done, it would be Mr. Cain. After all, he was a business analyst for Coca-Cola, a vice president of the Pillsbury Company, where he led the turnaround of 450 Burger King restaurants. He was also the chairman and CEO of Godfather's Pizza, where he rescued the company from the brink of bankruptcy and returned it to profitability, leading his management team in a buyout of the company in just over a year. And as the chairman and CEO of the National Restaurant Association, he led the nation's single largest private industry. The list really does go on and on of his qualifications to know a thing or two about how to create jobs. After 2.5 years of the most anti-business, anti-private sector growth administration in at least the last quarter century, we need a businessman who has been tasked with extraordinarily challenging projects during his career and has succeeded in every venture. We do not need a disastrous president with no idea how to create jobs, whose teleprompter skills represent the extent of his know-how for another 4 years. If you believe as I do that leadership is lacking in Washington, and that we need someone with new, fresh ideas rooted in common sense solutions, then please go to http://hermancain.com, as I have, sign up to volunteer your time, and consider making a donation today. Your help is needed to get this country back on the right track. Now let's raise some cane in 2012. God bless.